Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. This is Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, presented by 1201 Kitchen and Tap in Coralville, featuring an extensive menu of steak, seafood, and sandwiches, along with a full bar and wine selections. Also brought to you in part by Bud Light. Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership delivers exceptional savings and services only for members. Save money every time you order groceries online and receive new exclusive offers each month. Membership has perks. Sign up for Hy-Vee Plus at hyvee.com/plus. U.S. Bank, helping individuals and businesses work toward their financial goals. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular is proud to support Hawkeye Athletics. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair. Now, here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Good evening, everybody. It is tournament time. March Madness has officially arrived with the Iowa Hawkeyes, a number 3 seed at the Big Ten tournament coming up Friday night in Indianapolis. Bobby Hansen and I will be there, per usual, to make the call on the air about 7 o'clock with the first action scheduled for around 8 o'clock. Could get pushed back a few minutes depending on how long the preceding game goes, which will feature other conference teams. We'll talk about the pairings and the brackets as the evening wears on. But welcome to our final Hawk Talk of the season with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. We'll get Fran on here with us in just a minute. The Hawks sure finished it off in style as far as the regular season this past week, throttling the Nebraska Cornhuskers 102-64 last Thursday, and then outlasting the Wisconsin Badgers 77-73 yesterday afternoon on Senior Day. And talk about a wagon load of highlights there. First off, as far as the game goes, the Hawks clinched that 3 seed for the Big Ten tournament, sinking 10 of 12 free throws in the final couple minutes, holding off Wisconsin. And center Luka Garza was the center of attention per usual. 21 points, 16 rebounds, his 12th double-double of the year, 33rd double-double of his sparkling career. And then afterwards, right after the game, Coach McCaffery gave him a big hug and told him his number 55 would be retired. The All-American was awestruck, Bobby Hansen, as I remember. Obviously very emotional, as well he should be, but very deserving.
Absolutely. Well-deserved, Luka Garza. And to not wait. I think it was perfect timing. The big victory against Wisconsin, and then Fran whispers in his ear, and then you could see him. You kind of mentioned it a little bit, like this might be happening here, and kind of watching the floor, and Gary Barta down there. I thought it was outstanding. Had Mom and his sister, and Frank's always there, but they were all together to witness that, and such a great gesture. I believe it is retire the number, isn't it? I don't think anybody, not just the jersey, it's retire the number, like the Fabulous Five and Chris Street. So number 55, never to be worn again.
Double nickels will forever hang in the rafters up there with Megan Gustafson and others. Not to be outdone, certainly in clutch, Jordan Bohannon scored all of his 16 points in the second half and nailed, Iowa's last 10 points for free throws. Jordan had roughly half of those. Connor McCaffery had points at the foul line. Keegan Murray, real clutch at the foul line. C.J. Frederick had several. In fact, he made the free throw to clinch it. And the Hawkeyes defeat the Badgers by a score of 77-73. So the Hawks finished 20-7 overall, 14-6 in the Big Ten, and that is good for third place. Really a remarkable year considering the COVID and injuries, and Coach McCaffery and the staff kept them on the straight and narrow. And look at us now. And they'll head to Indianapolis on a heck of a roll, having won 7 of their last 8 games. Let's bring in the head coach of the Hawkeyes, Fran McCaffery, who's out watching, getting ready to watch son Jack play tonight.
He's scouting. He's recruiting.
Scouting. And we can't say recruiting. Coach, congratulations on a great finish to a terrific year.
Appreciate it, guys. This team is special in so many ways. I'm thrilled to go to work every day and be around these guys. They're incredibly professional. They really, really love each other. And, obviously it's more important this year than any other because all they do is see each other. So it's important that they get along and that they have this incredible respect for one another and how to prepare and how to work and how to get ready for the next game. It was a great day of celebration, celebrating our seniors prior to the game and then retiring Luka's jersey after the game as we got our 20th win and secured that double bye. Now we have to just get them all healthy. Obviously, Joe Wieskamp sprained his ankle in the first half. I mean, he was really, guys, he was cooking. I mean, he had 12 points in 11 minutes. I said to him after the game, I said, you were on your way to 40. I mean, the way he was playing. But he's been playing really well. I mean, he's always been a great scorer and a tremendous rebounder. But I think his game has really become so much more complete with his passing and his defense and his awareness. I mean, all those things will really bode well for him going into tournament play and then obviously for his future, making money playing basketball. So we got to get him healthy. CJ was rock solid. He's obviously not 100%, but gutting it out, that was critical for us. Luka had to play 37 minutes, but Keegan Murray was spectacular. We got great play off the bench again. Joe Toussaint was terrific. Patrick was solid, and we beat a really, really good team that's ranked, and we've got them twice. So that says a lot about our group.
Sure does. I remember one time, Fran, late in the game, looking down there and looking at Jack Nungy's knee brace. CJ was out at that time giving that foot a rest, and then obviously Joe in the second half was out there with a boot on, and that's a scene we don't want to see too often, let me tell you. But I think it illustrates not only did it embolden the team, but it also illustrates the depth that we've been talking about all season long for Iowa basketball.
And that's going to be really, really important. We will have to win 3 games in 3 days to win the Big Ten tournament. Of course, then we go into the NCAA tournament. So, Tony and Aaron Eulis and Chris Murray, they got to be ready. We played Tony some yesterday. He was obviously really solid defensively. Those guys are ready to go. They're not afraid of the moment. They know what we're doing. They're cerebral. They're athletic. They have length and versatility. All 3 of them can score. And we're going to need all of those guys. And also Josh Ogundele, we're going to need him because you all remember when you get into where you're playing teams that have really good bigs, like when we played Illinois, they've got the 2 bigs in Kofi and Georgie. We needed Jack Nungy in a big way. And we won't have Jack. And that's disappointing, but his surgery went well, and it's great to have him on the bench with us. It's great to have him traveling with us down to Indianapolis with his basketball family, with his brothers, and we'll get him back next year. But right now, somebody else has to step up, and those guys have done it all year long, and they'll continue to do it.
And Coach, winners, you guys won 7 of your last 8 games here over the last month. That is just outstanding basketball. And I think, talking to people that I respect around the state and those that made contact after the game and then again today, they love the defense. I said the defense has just been outstanding and really locking teams down. Another great 2 performances actually on the defensive end here this last week. Talk about your improved defense.
Yeah, we talked about some of the situations we're dealing with, with guys being injured, others stepping up. But to win 7 out of 8 in this league against the quality of opponent that we played, you've got to guard people. And we did that. And we did that really going back, to about that time. It wasn't like, our defense was horrendous. But we've talked about on this show, we were playing too much zone. We were giving up too many threes. We were giving up too many offensive rebounds. And it really puts a lot of pressure on your defense when you're giving up open threes and offensive rebounds. So I think the man-to-man has been really good. Occasionally, it's difficult on a ball screen. That stuff's hard to guard, especially when you have talented teams with space. But, our attention to detail, our competitiveness, our ability to slide our feet and keep guys in front of us, and then fight them on the glass. We beat Wisconsin a couple weeks ago, giving up 17 offensive rebounds, and that's hard to do. They made 13 threes, and we gave up 17 offensive rebounds and still won. But you're really rolling the dice with that. I mean, that's not how you want to move forward. So yesterday, they only really they had 14 offensive rebounds when the ball went out of bounds. They only had 2 other offensive rebounds, and that's what you have to have. Same thing happened at Ohio State. They only had 2 offensive rebounds for the game, none in the second half. And that's how they're able to beat quality opponents.
Indeed. The second chance points were even yesterday, Fran, so marked improvement over the trip to Madison on the glass. The Hawkeyes out-rebounded the Badgers by 8. And, you were talking about the great wins this team has had. In the Big Ten, you're facing a horse every night out. Yesterday, the Hawkeyes won their NCAA best 8th victory against the Associated Press top 25. Nobody's done better than that. The Hawks are number 1. I think that speaks for the quality of play, particularly in this last third of the season. You beat roughly a third of the top 25 teams in the country this year.
Yeah, what an accomplishment for this team. To stay together, to understand what it takes, to understand how to prepare to go on the road, put the scouting report together, overcome guys who weren't in the lineup, and just stay together. I mean, just to watch those guys support each other. I think back to the Maryland game on the road. We got off to a slow start. You put the subs in. We go on a 22 run. The starters are cheering for the subs, and then when the starters are on fire, then the subs are cheering for them because we're all in this together. We don't look at it like starters and subs. It's, hey, we're all one team. Next man up. Let's go. Let's compete. Let's figure out a way. And it's fun to watch.
And, Coach, I couldn't help but think today, looking at March, what are we, March 8th, a year ago, where we were in Indianapolis, the Big Ten tournament. We were in the arena watching Fred play Nebraska on that Wednesday night, and then got the word that, the Utah Jazz guys were sick and then didn't know what the world was going to spin at that time. We wake up, we get ready to go play, and then they shut it down and kicked us out of Bankers Life Arena. So could you just kind of reflect a little bit on the past year and how you got them through it?
It's amazing. One of the things that Greg Gard and I said before the game to each other was, here we are, we're getting ready to play our 27th game, which is a full complement of games. 3 or 4 months ago, we didn't know if that would be the case. So that was very disappointing a couple of years, was a year ago, 12 months ago, where they just shut it down. We didn't know what we were facing. And it was kind of something that was somewhere else. And then all of a sudden it's in the NBA and people that are getting sick and we don't know what's going on and people are dying. So, I think we all did the prudent thing and we put everything on pause. But it's been a difficult year, guys, across the board for everybody, for young people that are going to school, for people that are struggling with their businesses. And so for us, we're just thrilled that our conference, that our institution, that the NCAA worked diligently together to make it safe for our guys to come back and compete so that we could come to Carver every day and train and do what we love to do. And I get letters, guys, every day from people that, hey, this has been a tough year for us. We've kind of been shut in. We really couldn't do much, but we so look forward to watching the Hawks play. You brought us a lot of happiness, put smiles on our faces. We so appreciate what you guys have done and what it's meant to us, to our family. What a great thing for our guys to be able to do. And you and I, we've talked about it. You're playing in a different atmosphere. you guys have been to enough. Bobby, you played in them. We've all been to enough Big Ten games, and part of the beauty of it is the atmosphere is insane and it's crazy, but that's what we like. That's what we sign up for. That's what we want. So this year, you have family and friends. You might have 300, 400, 500 people, and boy, the games have been great. The players have really performed well, and the people who would normally be in the arena, who are watching it on TV, are loving it. And, the networks are covering it. And it brings, I think, a level of normalcy to what has clearly been the most abnormal year that any of us can remember. And the three of us have been around a while.
Yeah, no question.
Hope we never see it again.
Yeah, no question about that,
Absolutely
Coach.
not.
It'll be so nice to hear at least a few thousand people at Bankers Life and at Lucas Oil Field coming up later this week. Coach, we got to take a break. By the way, Fran is with us until about 7:45 tonight. Then he's going to go watch son Jack play. We certainly understand that. Fran's been diligent and faithful every Monday night throughout Hawk Talk all season long, and we've had many great conversations about Hawkeye basketball. And your point, Coach, is well taken about the letters and the calls you're getting from fans who crave for Hawkeye basketball, that they're able to watch it on television, listen on the Hawkeye radio network, and we're only too happy to provide some form of entertainment for those shut in and avoiding the COVID this past year. But things are certainly looking up. Fran McCaffery, Hawk Talk with the head coach, is brought to you each Monday night by 1201 Kitchen and Tap, where the focus is simple: to deliver outstanding service, quality products, and consistency, along with a great menu selection. Guests to the Coralville restaurant experience the best of Midwest American cuisine, domestic and Iowa craft beers, and specialty drinks. Visit us at 1201 Kitchen and Tap. They're wide open at 1201 Kitchen and Tap inside the Hampton Inn. And we hope to be back there this coming winter for Hawkeye basketball, when fans are allowed back in the arenas and we can mingle beyond the COVID protocols each and every Monday night with the head coach. We've had so much fun at 1201 Kitchen Tap the last year or so. All right, here's the exercise now for the next half hour, 35 minutes. Coach is available. You can reach out to him on YouTube at youtube.com/Hawkeye Radio Network, twitter.com the Twitter handle is the address twitter.com/Gary Dolphin. And you can also reach Coach at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. And we'll go right to your questions and comments between our first break and until Fran has to leave us. Next on Hawk Talk with the head coach, Fran McCaffery.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
How do you make it as a team? You build on what you got to build what you don't. It's a mentality Ford has applied to building for 117 years. Building trucks with grit, resilience, purpose. SUVs with boundary-pushing capabilities. Vehicles built just like the people for. It's a work ethic that's made us America's best-selling brand. For low lease rates, great financing, and special offers, visit buyfordnow.com or your local Ford dealer, proud supporter of college athletics. Claim 2019 CY total sales.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When the world began to change and wearing face covers was recommended for men, women, and children, Authentic Brand responded, transforming our production to much-needed quality masks and delivering on the demands of millions. This is the spirit of Authentic Brand, excelling in the areas that others cannot or will not. You feel the difference in every piece of Authentic Brand gear that you buy, giving you the authentic spirit to take the world in your own way, at work, at the game, or relaxing at home. Be authentically safe and comfortable in Authentic Brand. Visit us online at authentic-brand.com.
Here in Iowa, corn is more than our livelihood. It's our way of life. We use it to feed our livestock, helping us raise healthy pigs, cows, and chickens. We use it to make ethanol, helping us power a prosperous, clean-burning future. We use it to nourish our families, helping us stay strong generation to generation. And the more we use it, the more it boosts our economy, helping elevate the lives of all Iowans. You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa.
Fans, if you want to give your taste buds the thrill of a dramatic, fun-filled victory, try Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes. With a roster of all-star flavors, Loaded Sundaes have tons of toppings, swirled in deliciously soft ice cream. Even better, they come straight from the freezer, so you can grab one and get right back to the game. The next time you're in the freezer aisle, let your fun side act as head coach. Get Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes, available now at your local grocery store.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery, Gary Dolphin, and Bobby Hansen in the studio here. Coach is out and about in the community getting ready to watch son Jack play basketball later today. Yesterday was the final home game for Iowa seniors. Luka Garza and Jordan Bohannon, whom we've talked about, Michael Bear and Austin Ash, give them another salute. And, of course, student manager Dylan Mahawkey. What a great career those four players have had. And Dylan has been an absolute treat to work with on road trips and in Carver Hawkeye Arena, at least for Bobby and I. We're here with the head coach, and we're going to go right to your YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook questions and comments. And Fran, the first one is from Anthony. He's obviously sorry, like we all are, to see Luka and Jordan leave, but that's what happens in college basketball. And he wants to know who the leading candidates are to replace them next year. The obvious ones are Nunji, Aaron Eulis, Joe Toussaint. You've got options, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're looking at Jack, at the center position, but Josh Ogundele, he'll be ready by next year. And I think, obviously, Keegan and Chris Murray. Keegan's been phenomenal this year. And Chris is going to be terrific here as well. So, there are your options there. And then Joe Toussaint, Aaron Eulis, Tony Perkins, C.J. Frederick, and Connor McCaffery can all play the point. Now, we can replace those guys, but you're talking about two record setters. I mean, nobody ever scored as many points as Luka, and nobody ever had as many assists or made as many threes as Jordan in a Hawkeye uniform. So it's we'll replace them, and they'll be different, and they'll be great in their own way. But Hawk fans got a chance to see something special with those two guys these last 5 years. You don't see that every day. You start thinking, everybody remembers how great Roy Marble was. And, the fact that Luka scored more points is a phenomenal accomplishment. And you think how great Jeff Horner was, and J-Bo's got more assists and made more threes. So it's been a pleasure for me, guys, to coach both of them. And we're going to miss them in a lot of ways. But that's how it works, and others have to step up now.
And, Coach, I'm going to go to a Twitter question here. Tim on Twitter says, Coach, I watched the video of you telling Luka his number is going to be retired here in about a minute. Can you talk about that moment, the conversation you had with him, and the emotion that Luka showed?
Yeah, so we knew we were going to do it, after a win. So once we won the game and Gary walked onto the floor, everybody was, I think, trying to figure out what was going on. And then the public address announcer said, Gary Martin is going to make some comments to celebrate a great season. He didn't, nor should he have, sort of tipped his hand as to what was going to happen. So I talked to Gary, and he asked me, did I want to say anything? I said, Gary, we talked about it. You made the decision as an administration. Obviously, we wanted it to happen and expected it to happen, and it was going to happen eventually. But, I was very comfortable with him addressing the crowd and having it come from our athletic director. But I also knew that Luka would want to say something, and Gary was going to ask him to say something. So a lot of us, not all of us, but most of us at some point, you're sort of asked to speak at some function, and it's nice to know and have an opportunity to get prepared. So I said to Gary, I'm going to tell him what we're doing here. So I said, Luka, do you realize what we're getting ready to do? He said, no. I said, well, we're going to retire your jersey. And he just, became overwhelmed with emotion. He was not expecting it. He didn't know it was going to happen. I mean, he's a guy that well, both of you, that he cares about one thing, and that's winning. And then he does whatever he can to help his team win. And then ultimately, ironically, and not surprisingly, the individual accolades and the personal accomplishments followed. So he lost it, but had a chance to compose himself. And I think, made a fantastic talk that was both humble and heartwarming and kind of what you expect from him, how he praised his teammates and his coaches and his family was there. And how awesome was that? And I think under the circumstances, our administration did a fabulous job. It would have been great if on senior day and to retire his jersey, we could have all been on the floor together and the crowd would have been going crazy like we talked about before. But the beauty of social media, everybody got a chance to see it and kind of feel that emotion. And, that's what this is all about, quite frankly.
It sure is. He becomes the 10th Hawkeye to have his number retired. And Fran, I'm going to just do a quick roll call. Carl Kane, Ronnie Lester, Bill Logan, Sharm Sherman, Bill Seaborg, Bill Schoof, Greg Stokes, Chris Street, and B.J. Armstrong. He's in some pretty select company.
Well, and also, with Bill Seaborg, I mean, what an amazing gesture that he made, allowing Patrick to wear his number. Mm-hmm. When Patrick reached out to him and said, look, this number is really important to me. I've always worn this number. So did my friend. We both got cancer at the same time. He passed away. And Bill said, by all means, you wear that number, you wear it with respect, and you're a proud Hawkeye. And then upon conclusion of your career, then it becomes retired again. And that's what it should be. So, there's some big names you just mentioned there. And, I'm thrilled for Luka and his family to be in that company.
Absolutely, Coach. And another one here coming from our YouTube chat room, youtube.com/Hawkeye Radio Network. All one word from Sam. Thanks, Sam. Sam, Coach, can you talk about in its entirety, senior day, senior night, how emotional it is for you, for the rest of the team? Or do you just treat it like any other game? We've all seen the grandiose ceremonies before, after, whatever. I like how you guys do it. It's senior day. Let's go play a game.
It's interesting, Bobby. It's a really good question because there's a number of ways to look at it. I remember, you're going into that game and it's really impactful as to whether or not you make the NCAA tournament or what your seeding is for the conference tournament or determines whether you win the regular season championship. And, you're standing out there and families are crying and the players are crying and you're thinking to yourself, this is so special. These families trusted me with their sons and it's been an amazing journey and we all want to hug, but in 5 minutes, we're going to battle, and we need to be ready. So, I've always tried to do a nice job, but
make no mistake about why we're here. You know, some coaches will start all their seniors. You know, I one thing that I've always done is I start my starters. I try to get my seniors in there, and I hope that everybody understands that. I did make one exception a few years ago. I started Gabe Olashany in place of Adam Woodbury, and the happiest guy in the building was Adam Woodbury to watch his dear friend Gabe Olashany get a chance to start. Gabe's mom came over from London, hadn't seen a game live until that day, so I wanted to make sure he had a chance to start. You know, so it's interesting how different coaches look at it, but I've always been thankful to the University of Iowa and our administration as to how they have handled this night. And we've always done a great job in honoring these young men properly and allowing them to enjoy the moment with their families.
Yeah, well said, Coach. We're with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. It's our final night of Hawk Talk for this season. We'll take a break, come back with more of your questions either on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook for the head coach of the Hawks. We're brought to you tonight by Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. Bud Light, whenever there's a Hawkeye game to watch, there's a Bud Light right nearby. And by U.S. Cellular, proud to be the official wireless sponsor of Iowa Hawkeye basketball. U.S. Cellular, connecting Hawkeye Nation. We'll reconnect with Fran McCaffery when we come back on Hawk Talk.
Is your vehicle worn out from well winter? Before spring arrives, get a free vehicle inspection from my dad, Brian Sekafetz, and his staff at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 25 good years, they've been your family-friendly, dependable, and honest neighborhood auto repair shop. That's why their loyal customers have once again voted Dodge Street Tire as the best in the area. Don't be left out in the cold. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Your business is a part of you. It's made from your DNA, your blood, your sweat, your tears. From a gleam in your eye, you gave it what it needed to grow, into the pride and joy it has become. You wouldn't dream of letting anything bad happen to it, so you lavish it with love and wrap it in the cozy warmth of the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend. Visit thesilverlining.com to find out more.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Redline hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today. Some restrictions apply.
Fans, if you want to give your taste buds the thrill of a dramatic, fun-filled victory, try Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes. With a roster of all-star flavors, Loaded Sundaes have tons of toppings, swirled in deliciously soft ice cream. Even better, they come straight from the freezer, so you can grab one and get right back to the game. The next time you're in the freezer aisle, let your fun side act as head coach. Get Blue Bunny Loaded Sundaes, available now at your local grocery store.
Feel the power. Feel the speed. Feel extreme. Hawk fans, get extreme. Powered by Mediacom. And experience streaming so real you can feel it. Whether you're live streaming the game or streaming your favorite series. With supercharged speeds up to 1 gig and powerful whole home Wi-Fi, you're in it. Our 100% gigabit technology network was built to take you further. Get ready to feel it. Extreme. Powered by Mediacom.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery, Gary Dolphin, Bobby Hansen, and the head coach, our engineer-producer, is Corey Sheets. And we're coming to you for the next hour or so. Fran will be with us for another 10 or 15 minutes before he has to run off and watch son Jack play. Starting this morning, a limited number of single-session tickets for the Big Ten men's tournament are available to the general public through Ticketmaster. So you can log on to Ticketmaster. The tournament, of course, is March 10th through the 14th. Starts on Wednesday. And the Big Ten will utilize mobile tickets only. Stadium gates will open an hour prior to each session of the tournament to accommodate early arriving fans. You're encouraged to become familiar with health and safety procedures at Lucas Oil Stadium if you're heading down to the tournament. The venue has instituted health and safety procedures for all events, including requirements for fans. These procedures designed to meet the local and the Center for Disease Control guidelines to help limit the spread of COVID-19, as the health and safety of the student athletes, the coaches, and the officials are the highest priority, along obviously with the fans and the campus communities. So for more details, if you do plan to go down and purchase tickets prior to heading down, for more details on Lucas Oil Stadium's health and safety protocols and additional details on ticket sales, please visit big10.org/MBBT. Let me repeat that, big10.org/men's basketball tournament, or MBBT. And, Coach, as we go back to questions from the fans, Mitch on Facebook says, great season, Fran. Can you tell us what the bubble will look like? What will the guys be doing? Will your family or families be with you?
No, they will not. We will be in a hotel and essentially sequestered there. We can go to practice. We have set up for weight training. We have a setup for academics. There will be academic folks traveling with us because, we could be there for 28 days. So, we'll be bringing our meals in. We will not be going to any restaurants. So it's a unique experience. The kids are going to be packing for 28 days, preparing to play 9 games. So that's kind of what it is. So when we're in the hotel, we're essentially sequestered. There's security there. You're not. There's contact tracing mechanisms that will determine, where our guys. So our guys are not to be roaming around the city and hanging out with people and going to restaurants with anybody. So we're really going to be diligent to try to make sure this thing happens.
Coach, what kind of testing? Will it be daily testing like it is currently?
Daily testing. Yes, there will be daily testing. And, you're kind of scheduling that around your practice times. So it'll be different. But thankful for the opportunity, quite honestly, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Coach, here's a question from Facebook once again. Eric says, Coach, how about that hawk walk, impromptu hawk walk prior to the game when the players and the coaches and staffs arrived? You had Hawkeye fans were there creating a tunnel, if you will, right outside by the Dan Gable statue. I happened to stumble upon it. I felt embarrassed to walk through there. I thought that was for players only, but I thought it was an outstanding job by the fans. Hawkeye Elvis, we're looking at the TV there. He made the trip down. Your thoughts on?
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it. I heard about it after the fact. So, I'm nothing ever amazes me with Hawk fans. We talked about it when we went to Italy, and we're outside of Venice, and we walk up to the arena and there's Hawk fans waiting for us. So no matter where you go, they show up, they support you. And in a year where they couldn't get inside the building, they supported our guys outside the building. How great is that? I'm just so thankful that our kids had that experience, and so thankful that we are lucky enough to have a fan base like this.
For sure. We were just watching some of the parade of players coming through there. First off, it was a beautiful day. It wasn't 3 weeks ago when it was 20 below. But C.J. Frederick, we got a good shot of C.J. Acknowledging the fans. And Mary must have been in that line. Mary's on Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Coach, does the team have their own barber? They always look like they have a fresh cut. She probably saw C.J.'s new look yesterday. I'm guessing they all have their own barbers.
Yeah, I've had some teams where there's a particular player that is the barber. But, these guys, they have different ones that they like, and you got to be careful, how often you see your barber. And, I think you saw over the weekend, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons couldn't play in the All-Star game because they were exposed to their barber who had COVID, or he had been exposed to people who had COVID. So, those are the kinds of things you don't think about when you're going through a pandemic and trying to be diligent with where you go, who you see.
For sure.
Will they have a barber in the bubble like the NBA did? I think it was, one of the players' brother. I think Rajon Rondo's brother was the barber for all them guys down there. And he certainly made out pretty well of what I hear, the tips.
Yeah, I would think he would have. I don't know that. I mean, that's the kind of thing that I think that they're all thinking about. I mean, right now, Al Seibert and Kyle Denning have been in a million meetings with, Marcus Wilson and all our administration to make sure that we have everything we need. And that's kind of one of those things. Maybe the guys are going to try to rush to get their hair cut, figuring you're not going to get it. You're not going to have access to it for a while. So I don't know if there's going to be a barber in there or not. I hope there is.
Back to our Facebook questions in the few remaining moments we have with Coach McCaffery. Obviously, Fran, the Big Ten opponents this week inside out, no matter who you play or when you play them. But Brandon wants to know, how do you prepare so quickly for random teams in the NCAA tourney?
Like everybody else, and that's the beauty of it. It pops up on Sunday, and you start, if you play Thursday or Friday or, whenever you play, you got a couple days. You just start watching film. As soon as the name comes up, we'll watch well into the night. We'll have a meeting with the team to let them know who we're playing, give them a brief overview, and then we'll go to work. We'll have more information the next day, more information the next day. We go, and you're playing somebody from a different part of the country, a different conference, different style. And I think at the end of the day, that's what makes it so special, because you're playing somebody you don't know. And I think the fans really enjoy watching that.
Bobby, you got all the way to a Final Four with that kind of preparation.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think we had scouting reports like that, but you just sort of take whoever's coming at you. I mean, our first game, Virginia Commonwealth, you can prepare for. Then it was North Carolina State in Greensboro, North Carolina. So you just took the best that you could. And then Fran knows, in Philadelphia, we saw Syracuse, and we see them on Big East Mondays. Sure. And then it was Georgetown again, the Big East. So, these guys are ballers, and they just prepare for whoever's there. And the scouting is so much better now, so much more tape available for teams. My question will be, Fran, moving into the Big Ten tournament Friday night, you're going to play 8. You can retrace your steps and see that, this winter Penn State, Nebraska moves into Wisconsin. But do you prepare for all 3 of those teams, all 3 scouting reports? Yeah.
We'll prepare for all 3. And we have different assistant coaches that are in charge of those 3 different teams.
Yeah.
So we'll be ready to rock and roll. That won't be an issue. And we'll be ready whoever we play in the tournament, because what'll happen when the bids come out, it'll be the same thing. So one coach will take your next opponent, and the other 2 coaches will take the other bracket, because you're going to play the winner of, assuming we win. So as soon as we know who we're playing in the next game, that guy's ready to step up. He's got the scouting reports done. The stuff is on the board, the personnel information, stats, etc.
Like clockwork, excuse me, and for our listeners who may have missed it.
And the other thing, too, is, everything now is on computer. Like, Bobby, when you went in 1980, you're trying to get VHS tapes. You're trying to get reel-to-reel. Maybe we used to do reel-to-reel. They were hard to get a hold of. So it was not as sophisticated when you look at, we could watch 27 games if we want to, and we'll come pretty close.
Yeah. Coach, my question, and we asked, I remember Luca or Jordan or somebody the last couple of days about the scouting report. Do you dive into this tape? And the thought that came to my mind is, with the digital world we live in, do you send that right to them on their iPads or their laptops? Yeah, they can just look at it right on the digital.
So they'll get a written report, but they'll also get it digitally on their iPad. So they'll have video of who they're going to guard, and all the written information. Right, they can just punch it right up on their iPads, which I guess is really even going to be important when we get down to the bubble. Because I'm not sure they're going to give the guys written reports because we don't have access to as much high-level printing. But it doesn't matter. We just put it on their iPad, and they have all the information they need.
And for our listeners, Nebraska plays Penn State on Wednesday. The winner of that game will play Wisconsin, and then the winner of that game will play Iowa. The last game on Friday night. So you certainly know the Badgers, you know Penn State, and you know Nebraska, and we'll move on. Yeah, absolutely. Three games in 3 days. It'll be exciting. Fran, one more before we let you go, and we appreciate your time not only tonight but all season. Danny in Burlington says, what are your thoughts on how this season will contribute to our ongoing and future recruiting efforts?
Oh, it's incredibly helpful because of the publicity that Luke has got. We've been on CBS 3 times. We've had primetime games on ESPN and Fox. I was watching CBS after our game, and they showed Luka's ceremony, retiring his jersey, and Seth Davis is talking about how he's going to be the National Player of the Year, and Clark Kellogg is saying things, and Greg Gumbel saying things about our program, about our players. That's really going to help recruiting, because this year, all anybody did was watch games on TV. Nobody went to any, and all of our games were on TV, so they got a chance to see us play. They got a chance to see what people were saying about us, and I think people will really be excited about coming to play at the University of Iowa.
And, Coach, before we let you go, I got another question. I read an article from Doug Gottlieb, who was on the radio call, I think, with Compass yesterday. He talked about playing for you, what a player's coach you were, how he messed up a game in Madison Square Garden, and his dad came in with Regis Philbin or something and was really ripping into him, and you stepped in front of him and said, wrong place, wrong time, and really stood up for him, and I know Doug thinks the world of you.
Doug and I became very close through the recruiting process, and I love him, and I loved his dad, and his dad was passionate and emotional. That happens, and it's a long season, but we took care of business, and Bob and I remain great friends, and Doug and I remain great friends till this day. I have tremendous respect for he as a person and how he handled his situation at the time, and how he has done so well in the radio and TV business. And I'm thrilled for his success, and I get to see him. I'm hoping to get to see him in Indianapolis, but we probably won't because we'll be sequestered in the hotel.
Yeah, he said you treated him like a son before you had your own sons.
I did, and that's the beauty of this business, Bobby. It's all about relationships, and I did at the time, but that relationship doesn't end at the end of his career. It's the same today that it was, 20 years ago. And that's how I operate, and that's how I think I have the bond that I have with our players. And that's what a coach and a player relationship should be.
Absolutely.
Coach, we know you got to run, and we appreciate your time not only tonight but all year. But the talk of the national radio shows today was not so much the number of reviews yesterday, but the last couple that seemingly took a long time to decide. And that's right or wrong, left or right. The question seems to be, do you expect the Big Ten or the NCAA to look at the review rules after this season and perhaps adjust them?
I really don't. I think those review rules are there to get it right, and I think they'll just continue to get better at it. I think the review rules are here to stay, and I think you can never fault people for trying to get it right.
For sure.
And nobody that's watching the game wants to be interrupted like that, but at the end of the day, you want it to be fair, and you want all the players to have that opportunity to enjoy the experience and feel like it's being really fair. Because you always had, back in the day, it was always, we're going on the road, we're going to get screwed.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it is anymore. That's not how it should be. And, and we have very professional officials that are trying to get it right. So let's support them in that endeavor.
Indeed. Well, go enjoy Jack's game. Great year, Coach. I know our fans listened and enjoyed every Monday night chat with Bobby and I, and we'll look forward to talking again on Friday.
Guys, really appreciate working with both of you. Look forward to talking to you again on Friday, and it's been a lot of fun this year. Take care.
Thanks, Coach. Great job.
Fran McCaffery off to watch Jack play. We're here until 8:30, though, buddy boy. Bobby and I, we're going to hear from Luka Garza. We want to replay our post-game interview with Luka yesterday. You'll enjoy that. In the 8 o'clock hour, we've got a pleasant addition for you. 2 of the Big Ten wrestling champions, 2 of the individuals off the Big Ten wrestling champion Iowa Hawkeyes will join us for a chat live coming up a little bit after 8 o'clock. You'll want to hang around for that. There's no better interview than a Iowa Hawkeye wrestler. Yeah. We're brought to you by the Iowa Corn Cyhawk Series. On hold for this season, Iowa's corn farmers will continue to stand behind this unique series and everything it stands for. Because here in Iowa, we grow corn. But the truth is, corn grows Iowa. That beautiful black soil is creeping through the snow. What snow's left every day, and sooner than later, our farmers will be out there plowing that ground.
I just looked out this morning and saw snow, and I came home, and it was gone. So it made my day.
60 degrees will do that.
Yeah.
Hawk fans, make sure you subscribe and download to our official podcast of the University of Iowa Hawkeyes, the Fight for Iowa podcast. Many of you have commented that you enjoy a new updated interview each and every week, presented by Matt and the gang at the Iowa Lottery. Thanks to Matt Strawn and the crew at the Iowa Lottery for their support of the Hawks. The show is released weekly on HawkeyeSports.com and your favorite podcast platform by searching the Fight for Iowa podcast. And we'll be talking to Joey Woody, the coach of the Big Ten champion men's indoor track team. The women finished 3rd. Joey oversees both, and you'll enjoy Joey Woody, a great Olympic world champion and Olympic quality type athlete. Great hurdler he was at Northern Iowa. Grew up in Iowa City High grad, and we'll also have a couple wrestlers on our weekly podcast, Fight for Iowa. By the way, we're brought to you tonight. Our presenting sponsor is 1201 Kitchen and Tap, located just off I-80 at the Hampton Inn and Radisson Hotel and Conference Center. 1201 Kitchen and Tap features an extensive lunch and dinner menu, including tableside guacamole, sandwiches, steaks, seafood, and more. And don't miss out on the domestic and Iowa beers on tap as well, along with featured wines, whiskeys, and cocktails. Visit us at 1201 Kitchen and Tap. Sounds like we should stop out there tonight, shouldn't we?
Are they open? Celebrate our final show.
We have to drive right by there. Thank you, 1201 Kitchen and Tap, for your support of Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. When we come back, we'll hear from Iowa's great All-American Luka Garza on Hawk Talk after this.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Staying connected means games can still feel like this, even if they actually sound like this. That's why U.S. Cellular is building a 5G network that works from outside to inside uninterrupted, so you can stay connected even if you aren't at the game. Right now, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. Check out uscellular.com for more info. U.S. Cellular. Data may be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Video streams at up to 480p DVD quality. Credit approval and autopay paperless billing required. Additional terms apply.
Like any winning team, it takes every part of EMC Insurance Companies working together to successfully ensure that our agents, policyholders, and employees can count on EMC. And they do. They count on our broad range of insurance products and services. They count on our superior level of personalized service, and they trust that we will continue to be a financially stable partner, just like we have been for more than 100 years. All of this makes EMC one of the nation's premier insurance companies, and that's something you can always count on.
We might not remember the exact feeling of catching our first fish, but one thing's for sure, we must have really liked it, because from that moment forward, our futures were set. And fishing has shown us everything from people to places we probably never would have seen. So, maybe this whole fishing thing isn't just about keeping a fish at all. Maybe it's about keeping that feeling alive. Shields, we feel it too. So stop in and let's talk fishing.
Imagine a virtual club that's free to join, where the fun never stops and where there's always something new and exciting happening. It's the Prize Zone, a special part of the Iowa Lottery VIP Club that'll make your VIP experience even VIP-ier. Members can enter Prize Zone drawings for cash, technology, lottery tickets, concert tickets, and sports ticket prizes all day, every day, all year long. Get rules and complete details at ialottery.com. Join today and see what's waiting for you in the VIP Club Prize Zone.
Primary care providers should be able to look at patients, read between the lines, and know something's not right. Hi, I'm Dr. Denise Martinez at University of Iowa Healthcare. 80% of conditions can be treated by a family medicine doctor, so our comprehensive and caring approach is key. And if it turns out to be serious or out of our scope, we'll connect you to the right specialists right away. With experts all across the region, find one near you at uihc.org.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. Gary Dolphin alongside Bobby Hansen. We'll be bringing live college basketball from the Big Ten tournament Friday night as the Hawkeyes will face their first opponent, hopefully the first of 3 in a row. Their bracket includes Nebraska facing Penn State. That winner plays Wisconsin on Thursday, and then that winner will take on the Hawkeyes in the last game Friday night. Just above the Hawkeye line is Indiana versus Rutgers. The winner of the Hoosiers and the Scarlet Knights takes on 2-seed Illinois. And then hopefully Illinois and Iowa would meet on Saturday afternoon. That'd be a fun game to call, Bobby. In the upper half of the bracket, it's Minnesota versus Northwestern on Wednesday. That winner faces Ohio State. The winner of the Buckeyes and whoever it is, the Gophers or the Wildcats, would face 4-seed Purdue. The other side of that bracket has Michigan State facing Maryland on Thursday, with the winner to take on top seed Michigan. And then the winners would face each other Saturday afternoon. So you have Michigan and Purdue in the upper bracket, Iowa and Illinois in the bottom bracket as the top 4 seeds. Luka Garza, 21 points, 16 rebounds, 3 block shots yesterday. The All-American posted his team-leading 12th double-double. And 33rd of his career, and then was, needless to say, quite shocked when he was told by Coach McCaffery right after the game that his number would be officially retired.
In that moment, I was just kind of overcome with emotion, just knowing this, my last time playing on this floor, and just reflecting on my 4 years here and the countless teammates that I've had that, I've just been so thankful for, and, the coaching staff that has just made me into who I am and my family. So, I was just very grateful in that moment, just for, my whole experience here at the University of Iowa. And I love this place, and, it gave me so much. I just hope I gave half as much back.
Well, you've got at least half of the scrapbook full of memories. The rest will come with the grandkids and professional basketball.
Of course. Absolutely. Luka, congratulations, man. So proud of you. And Dolphin and I were reflecting on the first time we met you at practice, wasn't it? Maryland, Iowa practice.
Yeah.
And such a gentleman, and you were so excited to get to Iowa. And can't believe that's almost 5 years ago. But let's take it into this game here. The emotion of this game, senior day. You handled it well at the beginning, and then Wisconsin was going to fight you to the finish, and you guys were up for the challenge.
Yeah, no, I mean they were a really good team, and we knew there was going to be a fight from the beginning to the ending. And obviously Weezy came out really hot, and it was unfortunate that he had to go out. But I think we had a lot of guys that step up in that moment. And we really did a great job on the glass the entire game. We were doing a really good job on defense for most of the game, and I think towards the end, that's kind of what let them get back into the game was, our defense wasn't as consistent. I think, I was getting drugged a lot on the ball screens and had to stay to help, and they were able to get that pick and pop. So we got to figure that out, and we're going to watch the film and make sure we can make adjustments and not let that happen. So, I think it was a huge game for us in terms of, not being able to play our best, but be able to pull it out. And we had huge plays from so many guys, and Keegan Murray stepped up in a gigantic way and had, probably the biggest play of the game with that offensive rebound.
And you had to play without one of your best players in Joe Wieskamp from the 8-minute mark on in the first half. That had to provide, even though you were very concerned about Joe's ankle, had to provide some additional motivation for you.
Definitely. We wanted to make sure we got this win for Joe. And we didn't want him to feel bad because, he was on his way to 40. He was out there. He was out there cooking. So, we wanted him to keep going, but, unfortunately, that's not how it went. So I tried to pick it up, and J-Bo picked it up, and Keegan picked it up, and we really did a good job from that point forward. So, I think it was definitely, a great team win for all of us to be able to win this game, and for me to go 1 for 6 from 3, not be able to shoot the ball that well from the perimeter, and I don't think we really shot it that well as a group, but we got the stops we needed, got the rebounds we needed, and made free throws when they counted.
Something that my final question for you, Luka, you go to enjoy this with your teammates and your family, but I want to talk about your family over there. Been there every game. Tell us who was there today, and I know it tugs at your heartstrings when you look over there and you see how proud they are of you, and you're going to have a lot more proud moments moving ahead. But just a quick mention of your family, please.
Oh, I'm just so thankful for my family. You mentioned, my mother and sister came for the first game today. Obviously, COVID's been tricky, so they haven't been able to make it to the game, but I was so thankful to see them out there. And my dad, he's been at 99.9% of my games over here in my 4 years at the University of Iowa. I think he's missed, less than a handful of games, and he's just been there every step of the way, and he's pushed me, and he's the reason that I am who I am, and so is my family. And there's so many countless family members that weren't able to make it tonight, but I know they're thinking about me, and I'm thinking about them, and I'm just so grateful to be in this position.
Very humble young man from Washington, D.C., Bobby, and that's a real tribute to him and to his mom and his dad. And he was so nice the way he singled them out yesterday. His girlfriend was there. It was just a very touching moment, and for a great player, a generational player, as I told one national network this morning. I said, you won't find somebody like this anytime soon in a repeat performance.
No, it had an outstanding career. Not done yet. 9 games to go here before we hit the finish line April 5th. Championship game there at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Hawks have a shot, but we've got to get healthy.
Absolutely, and hopefully Joe Wieskamp will be healthy, if not this week, certainly next week for the tournament. C.J. Frederick looks good. It's great to see him logging some heavy minutes yesterday. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. I'm Gary Dolphin along with Bobby Hansen. 10-second ID break. You're listening to Hawkeye basketball. Yeah, welcome back to Hawk Talk. Let's give you a U.S. Bank scoreboard update before we take a break. Courtesy of U.S. Bank, a proud supporter of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. The conference tournaments, some are in the championship games mode tonight. In the Sun Belt Conference, that has gone final. So Appalachian State, Appy State qualifies for the tournament by beating Georgia State 71-67. Another one that's just gone final, the Southern Conference Championship. Coach McCaffery's old school, coached at North Carolina Greensboro, defeated Mercer 67-61. So Greensboro, which is usually the site of a first-round NCAA regional, Greensboro goes to the tournament after a 6-point win over Mercer. And in the MAAC championship, what is that? The
MAC?
No, it's the Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference, if I got my acronym correctly spelled out there. Yeah, the double MAC, I guess. The MAC is MAC. This is the MAAC.
Oh, learn something.
But Canisius defeated Ryder in a heck of a game, 76-73. I'm sorry, there's 1:50 left to go in that game. Hold the phone. Canisius leading Ryder by 3 with 1:50 to go in the Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference. So we've got Appalachian State and Greensboro that have qualified for the NCAA tournament. Other finals, Elon beat Hofstra 76-58 in the CAA championship semifinal. Cleveland State has gone final. They defeated Milwaukee 71-65. That's the semifinal of the Horizon League. The Summit League Championship semifinal has Oral Roberts edging South Dakota State 90-88. Number 1 ranked Gonzaga has a game against St. Mary's later tonight. And we want to mention the state high school tournaments. First off, congratulations to the Iowa High School Girls State Tournament champions, crowned this past weekend. Waukee in 5A, Ballard in 4A, Unity Christian in 3A, Dyke New Hartford in Class 2A, and Newell Fonda in Class A. The boys tournament opened up today, and we've got some finals to pass along. Northland Troy Mills, ranked number 1 in 1A, defeated South Wynn 77-52. South Winneshiek. Troy Mills a winner there. Martinsdale St. Mary's in overtime outlasted Easton Valley 51-45. This afternoon, 7th ranked Montezuma knocked off number 2 seed Lake Mills 64-61 in overtime. And the late afternoon game saw Grandview Christian, number 3 seed, over 6 seed St. Mary's of Rebson, 54-49. Tonight in Class 2A quarterfinals, Boyden Hull, the number 1 seed, roughed up South Central Calhoun, 74-49. And playing right now, Applington Parkersburg versus Van Meter. Other games throughout the week, of course. That's our U.S. Bank scoreboard update. Back to talk with a couple of Iowa's Big Ten champion wrestlers next on Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the latest 5G phones for free with no hidden requirements. Yes, you heard that right. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or the Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements. As in zip, zilch, zero. And the best part is, 5G is included on all plans. So go ahead, make the upgrade to 5G today. U.S. Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Expert care for sports injuries means getting back in the game sooner and stronger. I'm Dr. Brian Wolf, Director at University of Iowa Sports Medicine and Team Physician for the Iowa Hawkeyes. You should never play through pain. That's why our sports medicine experts are here for you with same-day, next-day, and evening appointments. For imaging, therapy, or surgery, choose the team the Iowa Hawkeyes choose. Schedule a visit at uihc.org/sportsmedicine.
Get ready for more. Introducing Hy-Vee Plus. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, you can call our Red Line hotline day or night for anything you need. Plus, free online delivery and free express pickup. Plus, a personal online shopper. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. Sign up today. Some restrictions apply.
Hi, Hawkeye fans. Gary Dolphin here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen, whether they're in Coralville or on the other side of the world. Globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, the official logistics company of Iowa Athletics.
The Hawkeyes and United Healthcare want to congratulate Executive Cleaners as this week's Small Business Spotlight winner. Executive Cleaners is located in Ottumwa, Iowa. They're an Iowa-based business that provides quality dry cleaning and laundry services to so many southeastern Iowa communities. In addition, they offer starching for jeans, dress alterations, leather cleaning, and on-site wedding dress cleaning and preservation. For more information, call 641-683-1568. Thank you to United Healthcare for providing these spotlights on small Iowa businesses.
Experience the benefit of blue with a Medicare supplement plan from Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. With our plans, you'll enjoy nationwide access to care, optional dental, vision, and hearing coverage, and more. Call 1-888-616-8927 or go online to wellmark.com/Medicare plans. You may even qualify for a special household discount. This is the benefit of blue. Wellmark Blue Dental product available to Iowa residents only. Must reside in the service area of the plan. Wellmark Medicare supplement insurance plans are not connected with or endorsed by any government agency.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk. Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery was with us for the first 45 minutes tonight before he had to leave. I'm Gary Dolphin alongside former Hawkeye great Bobby Hansen. The Hawks play Friday night at the Big Ten basketball tournament, and they'll play either Wisconsin or the winner of the Nebraska-Penn State game. Did I get that right? Check the pairings here again. Well,
there you go, bud.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong sheet here. Nebraska plays Penn State, and then that winner faces Wisconsin. And the winner of that game will take on the Hawkeyes. And the Hawks are hopefully on their way to 3 wins in 3 days. Let's talk a little wrestling. The top-ranked Hawkeyes won the 2021 Big Ten Wrestling Championship yesterday, concluding a great weekend of wrestling, scoring 159.5 team points and crowning 4 individual champions. Spencer Lee, of course, at 125, won his third consecutive Big Ten championship. The other titleists were in order. Jaden Ironman at 141, Alex Marinelli at 165. He's a 3-time champion. And Michael Kemmer at 174. And we're proud to have with us on the line tonight Jaden Ironman at 141 pounds and Michael Kemmer at 174. Both were number 1 seeds going into this weekend and both made the All-Big Ten tournament and, of course, surfaced as Big Ten champions and hopefully national champions in a few weeks. But first things first, Jaden, let me start with you. Congratulations. You decisioned the 2 seed Nick Lee of Penn State. I know you guys know each other well.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great opportunity to wrestle, at my first Big Ten championship. It was just great to go out there and just, battle for the Hawks for the first time.
Now, you transferred in from Missouri this past year. Tell us about that transition, meeting and knowing Coach Brands. You had to know him in the recruiting process, I assume, right?
Yeah, it was really good to come up here and visit when I was being recruited to become a Hawkeye. I love the coaching staff here. They're so involved in wrestling and they're so passionate about it, and that's what I love because they hype me up so much and they can give a speech so well that you want to run through a brick wall for them because they care so much about us and they're willing to do anything they can for us.
Assess that 141-pound field. Obviously, great 2-seed in Nick Lee. You had some other tough competitive matches.
Oh, yeah. It was a great tournament. Everybody I wrestled, I feel like, was ranked in the nation. I wrestled Chad Red in the semis, who I wrestled in my first match as a Hawkeye. He was a 3-time All-American, so it was good to go out there and dominate like me and my coaches believe I can, and then wrestle in the finals against Nick Lee, who was top 2 last year when the national tournament didn't get to happen. So it was good to come back and just battle hard.
And Jade, that word you just mentioned, dominate. I hear that thrown around with University of Iowa wrestling so many times, and that's what you guys did here. And you did it on Penn State's home mat. It had to be satisfying both as a team and your championship against the Penn State wrestler.
For sure. We didn't get the chance to wrestle Penn State, during the year because of COVID reasons, protocol. We had to follow protocol reasons, so we didn't get to go up there and duel them. But, we were always just prepared, go out there and dominate. That's always our goal. And, every time before we stepped on that match, we treated it like a dual meet, 1 match at a time. Everybody just has to do their part.
All right, as we bring in Michael Kemmer, Jaden, let me ask you, if there's one thing you wanted Hawk fans to know about Michael Kemmer that perhaps we don't know, what would that be?
He's a great guy, man. I don't know who has a tighter cradle, me or him. So I'll leave him to decide that.
We may have to settle that on the mat here before the season's over with. Well, stand by.
I don't want him on top of me again.
He's got you by a few pounds anyway. That's hang on, Jaden. We'll come back to you in a minute. Let's bring in Michael. Congratulations, Michael. You're a Pennsylvania native, and you had another Nittany Lion, Carter Starachi, in the championship round. That had to be pretty emotional.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was nice. We got to have some fans there kind of at the last second, so my parents were able to come. It's 2 hours down the road for them, so it's a little easier driving than coming out to Iowa. So it was awesome. I've been in that arena, watched wrestling matches, sporting events in there before. So to be able to go out there and get my first Big Ten title in that arena, close to home, was special.
I didn't get to see a whole lot of the matches yesterday. We were getting updates while we were calling the Wisconsin basketball game with the Hawks. I watched all day on Saturday, and I kept looking at that huge empty building and wondering, because I know there would have been 5,000 to 10,000 Iowa fans somehow working their way into the Bryce Jordan Center. But what was that like, wrestling in not dead silence, but in a lot of quietness that you're not used to?
Yeah, I mean, it's unique. It's definitely been a unique year. And, if you had said a year ago that we'd have been wrestling in an empty arena and wearing masks on the podium and all that stuff, I'd have called you crazy. So it's definitely a unique year. But, we got our teammates there. We got all our close circle of people there, and that's who we do it for. So get that title, it's all the same. It's still special,
One of the things about growing up in Iowa, Michael, for me, being a basketball player, is when I first saw an Iowa wrestling meet. It was in the old field house, an Iowa wrestling match. Talk about the fans here at Carver. We didn't get to see them this year, but how knowledgeable the Hawkeye fans are, and they can anticipate your next move.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's a special experience that everyone talks about. I mean, I can remember actually coming out to duels when I was younger, watching Iowa duels at Carver Hawkeye Arena, and just the enthusiasm for the sport, and even just, running into everyday people and how much they love the sport of wrestling and how knowledgeable they are. They know all what's going on more than pretty much any other fans you'll find around the country, right? I mean, it's the best environment for wrestling in the country, in the world, probably. So to be able to experience that firsthand is unlike anything most wrestlers can imagine, so it's awesome having those fans on your side.
Michael, we got about a minute left, so I'm going to give each you and Jaden 30 seconds. How does the mindset differ, a Big Ten tournament heading to the Nationals in St. Louis? What do the guys have to work on in the next week to 10 days?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start. I would just say, we always say the biggest thing is the next thing, and this is the next thing on the calendar, and it's the big one now. So, but we've been wrestling hard, dominating, scoring points all year, and we got to raise our level. But we've already kind of had our level raised, so we're ready to go. We're ready to rock. Beautiful.
The biggest thing is the next thing. I love that. Jaden, you're going back home to Missouri, so you got to be extra fired up.
Yeah, I'm excited. It was a thing I had going in my head, like starting it finishing it where I started. My first national tournament is at St. Louis, and my fourth one gets to be at St. Louis too. So it's just awesome to go back home. I might not be the most welcoming to Missouri, but it was something that, I had to do for myself and my career and my future in wrestling, and just excited to go out there and just do what I love to do.
Hey, when you're an Iowa Hawkeye, you're a villain. You're not welcome anywhere. You guys know that. Come on. I mean, you thrive on that.
They wear it well.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Hawks. Hey, guys, congratulations. A phenomenal year. We'll look forward to big things in St. Louis here in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Thanks
for your time.
Good luck.
Jaden Ironman and Michael Kemmer, two class young men from the University of Iowa, Big Ten wrestling champions at 141 and 174, and we hope we say national champions in a couple weeks. Back with more Hawk Talk on Iowa coach Fran McCaffery's program in just a minute.
Is your vehicle worn out from well winter? Before spring arrives, get a free vehicle inspection from my dad, Brian Sekafetz, and his staff at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 25 good years, they've been your family-friendly, dependable, and honest neighborhood auto repair shop. That's why their loyal customers have once again voted Dodge Street Tire as the best in the area. Don't be left out in the cold. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game and is a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military at Hawkeye games this season. Thank you to all the men and women, past and present, who have served our country and allow all of us to enjoy the freedom and liberty we enjoy today. American Equity's vision is to become the premier insurance company specializing in retirement savings and income products. To learn more about our company, please visit our website at american-equity.com.
Our Oak Knoll community has survived the pandemic so far with 0 cases of COVID in the more than 400 residents we serve. Nearly all of our residents and staff have been fully vaccinated. I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. Thank you to our residents, staff, family members, and business partners for your diligence and sacrifice. Come join our safe life care community. We have apartments available now. Call me at 351-1720 for your private tour.
Champions share common traits: integrity, reliability, hard work, and innovation. Your Better Business Bureau knows championship companies. We conduct background checks and listen to consumers around Iowa and Illinois, so we know the true character of these companies. Let the BBB match you with a championship company when you're hiring a contractor, using a business, or need a service. The Better Business Bureau is an Iowa nonprofit serving our neighbors for over 80 years. BBB help and information is free. So find us at bbb.org/Iowa.
MidAmerican Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
How do you make it as a team? You build on what you got to build what you don't. It's a mentality Ford has applied to building for 117 years. Building trucks with grit, resilience, purpose. SUVs with boundary-pushing capabilities. Vehicles built just like the people they're built for. It's a work ethic that's made us America's best-selling brand. For low lease rates, great financing, and special offers, visit buyfordnow.com or your local Ford dealer, proud supporter of college athletics. Claim 2019 CY total sales.
Congratulations to Caitlin Clark, today named Big Ten Freshman of the Year for women's basketball. Caitlin, who else were you going to name? I'm sure there were some other great freshmen.
She was
freshmen
Big
in the
Ten
league.
Freshman of the week, every week but one, I believe, maybe two. Outstanding.
How do you figure we're fortunate enough to have Luca Garza and Caitlin Clark?
Yeah.
And this wrestling team.
A great winner.
Big Ten champions in, indoor track and field. The gymnastics team, number one, Coach Larissa Libby and her girls, and congratulations to them, and on and on and on. Football team 6-2. We've been pretty fortunate, buddy boy, and you and I have covered all 24 of the previous Big Ten tournaments in Indianapolis or Chicago or Washington or Madison Square Garden. And I remember that first one back in 97, well, actually would have been the March of 98. Ricky Davis, Daryl Moore, Ryan Bowen, Dean Oliver, and Kent McCausland were the starters for Tom Davis, with Guy Rucker and Ryan Luersman and Kyle Galloway and J.R. Koch coming off the bench. And they lost to the eventual champion Michigan in the first round. Tractor trailer in that group. We've had excitement almost every year.
Yeah, we really have, and been fortunate, Gary, to, as you said, sit there courtside and watch these games and go watch the other games. And we're not going to be able to do that much this year. We'll get through it and back and enjoy it next year. But, yeah, looking forward to the Big Ten tournament. Always have. I just hope the Hawkeyes can get healthy. We get Joe Wieskamp, get his leg injury, get the ankle, if it's the right ankle sprain, get that thing back to somewhat normal, and so you can go at it with a full contingent.
We'll look forward to our first game Friday night, the late game from Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Field. The Hawks playing either Wisconsin or the winner of Nebraska and Penn State, which gets to take on the Badgers on Thursday. I want to mention again Caitlin Clark of West Des Moines Dowling, the freshman of the year in the Big Ten. They did announce the all Big Ten participants or recipients. Monica Sonano earns the second All-Big Ten honor of her career. The Watertown, Minnesota native Kate Martin was honored. The Hawkeyes also this week will play in the Big Ten tournament. They'll take on Purdue. Iowa is the 6th seed. They'll take on Purdue, the 11th seed, at approximately 7:30 on Wednesday night, and Rob Brooks and Jamie Cavey Lang will have that call. Back to wrap up our Hawk Talks with Fran McCaffery right after this.
Imagine a virtual club that's free to join, where the fun never stops and where there's always something new and exciting happening. It's the Prize Zone, a special part of the Iowa Lottery VIP Club that'll make your VIP experience even VIP-ier. Members can enter Prize Zone drawings for cash, technology, lottery tickets, concert tickets, and sports ticket prizes all day, every day, all year long. Get rules and complete details at ialottery.com. Join today and see what's waiting for you in the VIP Club Prize Zone.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
The Hawkeyes and United Healthcare want to congratulate Executive Cleaners as this week's Small Business Spotlight winner. Executive Cleaners is located in Ottumwa, Iowa. They're an Iowa-based business that provides quality dry cleaning and laundry services to so many southeastern Iowa communities. In addition, they offer starching for jeans, dress alterations, leather cleaning, and on-site wedding dress cleaning and preservation. For more information, call 641-683-1568. Thank you to United Healthcare for providing these spotlights on small Iowa businesses.
Whether it's a commercial, residential, healthcare, or industrial project, Carpenters Union Local 1260 provides a professional and productive workforce, on time and on budget. And Union Carpenters also have specialized COVID prevention training to allow for the safest environment possible. Since 1902, Carpenters Union Local 1260 has been building the University of Iowa, and that relationship continues today as a proud partner of Hawkeye Athletics. To find a union contractor and union carpenters for your next job, visit carpentersunionlocal1260.com or call 319-338-1638. Iowa-based Renewable Energy Group is America's largest producer of biodiesel. Biodiesel delivers the performance farmers and fleet managers expect from their equipment. It's also one of the cleanest fuels available today. Using REG biodiesel is a simple way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve air quality now, with every tank full. For more than 20 years, REG has produced safe, clean, and high-quality sustainable fuel that's used in Iowa, across the U.S., and around the world. Learn more at regi.com.
Feel the power. Feel the speed. Feel extreme. Hawk fans, get extreme. Powered by Mediacom. And experience streaming so real you can feel it. Whether you're live streaming the game or streaming your favorite series. With supercharged speeds up to 1 gig and powerful whole home Wi-Fi, you're in it. Our 100% gigabit technology network was built to take you further. Get ready to feel it. Extreme. Powered by Mediacom.
So the Hawkeyes finished the 20-game Big Ten schedule in third place at 14-6, marking the 8th time in the last 9 years that Iowa has finished in the upper division of the Big Ten. That's hard to do.
Yeah, no, outstanding, and it's been a great season, Gary, and we're winding her down right now, but yeah, been fun.
We want to thank Authentic Brand, a great Iowa company with Clark Fessler, making Hawkeye apparel for Bobby and I on game day, but they also make it for men, women, and kids. It's the apparel we wear to Hawkeye games. You can find it at local retailers or order online at authentic-brand.com. Authentic Brand. Look authentic, feel authentic, be authentic. So we'll talk again next on Friday night. Bobby and I will greet you around 7 o'clock here on the Hawkeye Radio Network for the opening game of the Big Ten tournament as the Hawkeyes face either Wisconsin, Penn State, or Nebraska, and then hopefully 2 other Big Ten opponents that we know well. Until then, thanks so much for joining us all season long, every Monday night, whether it was 20 below or 60 above, late today for Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery. Good night, everybody.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network. From Learfield IMG College, this has been Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, presented by 1201 Kitchen and Tap in Coralville, featuring an extensive menu of steak, seafood, and sandwiches, along with a full bar and wine selections. Also brought to you in part by Bud Light. Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Hy-Vee Plus Premium Membership delivers exceptional savings and services only for members. Save money every time you order groceries online and receive new exclusive offers each month. Membership has perks. Sign up for Hy-Vee Plus at hyvee.com/plus. U.S. Bank, helping individuals and businesses work toward their financial goals. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular. U.S. Cellular is proud to support Hawkeye Athletics. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation of the Hawkeye Sports Network.